Warriors! What if you had the key and the answer to what the extremely wealthy are doing with their crypto? I'm going to show you today. Watch all the way through. My name is Coach JB. I am the top health and mindset coach in the world. What you believe in your heart, you think in your mind, will eventually become your words and become your reality. If you can see it in your mind, eventually you can hold it right here in your hand. What you repeatedly do gets ingrained in your subconscious mind. What gets ingrained in your subconscious mind becomes an unconscious activity. And that's what I teach warriors all over the world, 2,000 warriors worldwide, 16 different countries. I have one of the best warrior programs, 120-day challenge to teach you subconscious mind programming, goal setting, vision board creation, and how I created this life after attempting suicide 15 years ago on December 18, 2006. I woke up to a book called The Secret, and my program is designed around how I lived my life to be where I'm at today, to running a company that's going to hit over $1 million this year, to building a portfolio that can create generational wealth, and also creating discipline financially. So in our Warrior Academy, you get access to my exact portfolio in the crypto space. I'm not a financial advisor. It's not financial advice, just documenting my journey. Access to my exit strategy, one of the best crypto discords in history. I go live in there 3 times per week now. We have daily news updates. It's a hub for crypto. We have technical analysis. We have daily crypto updates so you can stay informed and stay in the game and keep your head out of the bullshit FUD. We also have a community that's unstoppable, the 120-day challenge. On top of that, we work out with you live daily and nutrition. Now you get to pick and choose. It's your choose your own adventure, but there's nothing like it in history. Crypto, finance, mindset, and nutrition. Warriors, it's everything you need to become successful. You can click the link down below in the description, join our free Facebook group, or join our private Warrior Academy and get your journey started today. I promise you, you will not regret it. And if you do, 100% money back guarantee. All right, let's get started, Warriors. You're going to hear more about that, Warriors, because my job here is to create freedom. And we've helped over 2,000 Warriors worldwide create freedom. And those who don't see a mutual value exchange, we've helped them out, gotten their money back, and we move on. Because we're not for everybody. We're looking for the one warrior who is the somebody, and that might be you. So I'm going to take you on a journey every single day, often twice a day, to help you understand the game at a 30,000 foot overview. If you know the game, you can't be played, Warriors. Now, I'm not asking you to trust a word I say. I'm just sharing with you that I and my research team, Abdullah, John Rotundo, and Mario, spend about 8 to 9 hours a day researching for you guys to bring the information to you so that you can stay out of the FUD, so that you don't get wrecked. Now, I'm going to show you during the fear, uncertainty, and doubt and all the bullshit going on in the crypto space, it is all by design to scare the living crap out of you. I'm going to have you listen to this video. I'm going to narrate this, and I'm going to show you what the billionaires, okay, you might be listening to some millionaires, but here's what the billionaires are doing. You follow the money. You listen to what they do, or you do what they do, not what they say. Now, this is the CIO for George Soros's fund, okay? This isn't about nefarious or who's what or this. It's about understanding how to bring the money back to you and your family. Okay, listen to what she says at the end, and I'm going to show you what the billionaires are doing.
An especially high level of conviction, positive or negative, about strategies or themes?
We think the whole infrastructure around crypto is really interesting. And you know, we've been making some investments into that infrastructure. And we think that is at an inflection point. I'd say it's everything from.
We think that is at an inflection point. Excuse me. That's a key word.
Kind of exchange asset managers, custodians, to the mundane like tax reporting on your crypto gains, you know, and everything in between. But we think that's interesting. So when it comes to crypto. Generally, I think there are some important. We're at a really important moment in time in that something like Bitcoin might have stayed a fringe asset, but for the fact that, you know, over the last 12 months we've increased money supply in the U.S. by 25%. So there's a real fear of debasing of fiat currency.
Okay, so this is what the billionaires are saying. The billionaires are saying, guys, they're debasing our currency. We're getting the hell out of here. We're heading to assets, Warriors.
And when you think about Bitcoin, I don't think it's a currency. I think it's a commodity, but it's a commodity that's easily storable. It's easily transferable. The IRS classifies it as a physical asset. It has a finite amount of supply, and that supply halves every 4 years.
Okay, so she couldn't explain it any better. This is why they're going to Bitcoin. The government can't take your Bitcoin words, just so you know. Okay, there's not a finite supply. It literally has demand, or there's less supply. It halves. The Bitcoin halving was May 2020. I shared with you guys. September 9th is when, or September 28th is when we hit the 70,000 blocks, which I'm going to show you in just a moment. I'm going to actually show you on a chart exactly what she explained and why I believe still that September is going to be a massive bull run for Bitcoin. And on top of that, when Bitcoin comes down, altcoins are going to chase it. Bull run's not over, Warriors.
So I think it's interesting, and I think, by the way, when you look at gold price action in the context of a fairly robust inflation narrative of late, it's struggled getting traction, and I think that's because Bitcoin is taking some of its buyer base away.
Do you own any Bitcoin?
This is critical. He said, do you own any Bitcoin? She's the CIO for the Soros Fund. Watch her reaction. Do you own any Bitcoin? Good for you, interviewer. Watch this.
I'm not gonna answer that.
How uncomfortable is she? I'm not going to answer that.
That's what I would call a mysterious response.
But I will say, the one thing also when you think about Bitcoin is central bank digital currencies are going to be here, I think, quicker than people expect. You know, China's been running their trial for a while now, and I think there's some strategic reasons why they are going to be a first mover. And I do think, from a geopolitical perspective, they want to use that digital currency to they want that to be used around the world, and it is a potential threat to other Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies.
I was just going to say, does that legitimize Bitcoin or does it delegitimize Bitcoin?
So I think it is a real threat, but I think it will be temporary. I don't think they'll be successful in permanently destabilizing Bitcoin.
Boom. Woo-hoo. Okay, so here's what she's talking about. Okay, so the debasement. So it's great that we all, you know, I'm on TikTok. I'm an influencer on TikTok, but we're taking advice. Don't even take advice from me, but we're going back and forth. You're making these decisions. But here's what's happening. That's what the billionaires are doing. They're like, F the freaking dollar. We're getting into Bitcoin because it doesn't have a finite supply. If I'm saying that correctly, it has scarcity. That's what that means. It has scarcity. Okay. Now here's why it has scarcity. So here's why I keep saying September as well. And I'm going to give a shout out. The first place I saw this was on BitBoy Crypto's channel. I think it was last year. And so I dove into it. I didn't just, you know, I watch different crypto YouTubers. I used to watch a lot. And then I would take it and I would research it, right? So here's what he's been talking about, why he says September 28th. So after there is a Bitcoin halving, so there's a Bitcoin halving on July 11th, 2016. And then after the 70th block is filled after the post halving, there's a parabolic move. Okay, so last year, May 11th, 2020, okay, we had, and then remember it went down in March pretty dramatically, okay, in 2020, but the Bitcoin halving happened May 11th, 2020, and the 70th block will be filled on September 28th, 2021. And there should be, if history repeats itself, as you can see from 2012, 2016, and now 2020, there should be a parabolic move on the back end of September. Now, a couple cool things too. Waters Over Crypto, check out his YouTube channel. We talked about the Shemitah. The Shemitah starts on September 6th, I believe, which is a big financial thing in a biblical sense, right? The Shemitah starts, which usually signals within the Shemitah from September 6th to September 22nd, 2022, there's usually a sharp decline or a economic collapse within that year of the Shemitah. So the Bitcoin halving, the 70th block is filled on September 28th, and that should be a parabolic move. So you need to be ready with an exit strategy, Warriors. That's why I give you access to my exit strategy, and you have an Excel spreadsheet you can fill out yourself. You have to have an exit plan so you can catch these parabolic moves. So let's move on. Okay, so that's one billionaire, okay, who's telling you exactly what they're doing. Let's listen to Cathie Woods and see what they're doing. Okay. Now now the dates are key. May 19th, 2021. Listen to what she says about cryptocurrency.
Bitcoin, I mean, you at one point, I think back in April, told Dow Jones that it could go to about $500,000. Do you still hold that target? Do you still think that's where we're headed?
We do. I do. Yassine El-Mandra is our crypto analyst, and we go through soul searching times like this and scrape the models. And yes, our conviction is as high. The one thing that has changed.
So soul searching models. Remember, this is when everything went sideways about 7 weeks ago. Soul searching models are buying the living shit out of it, and I'm going to show you why.
Changed here, however, is the environmental concerns around Bitcoin in particular have caused people like Elon Musk to pull away and say, whoa. Let me make sure I understand this. And we believe that even this is going to change because, first of all, right now, the percentage of Bitcoin mined with renewables and hydroelectric power is quite substantial. I think in China, it's over 50% in renewables. And we also believe, and we wrote a paper in conjunction with Square on this, and we're going to have a conference about it in July. We believe that Bitcoin mining integrated into the distributed grid, and by that I mean solar roofs, power walls in homes, utilities.
Hint where you should be investing.
Merchant power producers starting to include Bitcoin mining in the ecosystem. Why would they do that? They would do it because renewables are intermittent power sources, right? Weather, is it sunny or not?
Okay, so she's explaining what they're doing with Bitcoin, right? She still believes it's going to go to 500,000. That was on May 19th, 2021, when everything started going sideways. And then June 28th, 2021, Cathie Woods' ARK investment to create a Bitcoin ETF under the symbol ARKB. Cathie Woods' ARK investment is creating a Bitcoin exchange traded fund in partnership with 21 shares. The SEC last week again postponed a decision to approve the first Bitcoin ETF. Wood, a longtime Bitcoin bull, has been buying up proxies for the digital assets in the names such as Coinbase and Grayscale Bitcoin Trust. Cathie Woods' ARK investment is creating a Bitcoin exchange traded fund, according to the filing with the SEC and Exchange Commission. Woods, a longtime Bitcoin bull, has been buying up proxies for digital assets in the names such as Coinbase and Grayscale Bitcoin Trust. Now the innovation investor is seeking to own the actual asset itself. Cathie Woods is crushing it in the financial space wars. So you got George Soros's CIO telling you, we were not going to tell you if we have Bitcoin, got really uncomfortable and changed the subject to CBDCs. Well, let me change the subject for her into CBDCs. Russia launches CBDC trial with 12 banks, explains motivations. June 30th, 2021. Yesterday, the Bank of Russia launched a pilot of digital rubles against our central bank, digital currencies with dozens of banks, including the largest bank in Russia. The central bank said the pilot aims to enable a seamless transaction from one form to ruble to another. So it wants to make sure the bank can adapt their systems. Russia's thinking it's not always the same as other central banks, particularly when it comes to digital ruble. Okay, UK Chancellor named CBDC on a list of financial reforms for Treasury. This was yesterday. Yesterday, Rishi Sunak, Chancellor of the United Kingdom, has included cryptocurrencies and stablecoins as on the list of the financial reforms the government plans to undertake in the next few years. Ukraine put CBDCs on par with cash in the payments law. This is happening right under your nose as you're freaked out about cryptocurrency and running back to fiat. The Ukraine legislation now lists the future central bank digital currency as a kind of money similar to cash or bank accounts. We know that America is working on a CBDC or piloting a CBDC when they already have the FedNow wallet. When your banks can already, federally chartered banks can custody your cryptocurrency. Warriors, it's all set up. This pullback right here is the last chance, the bow and arrow that's coming back for all these institutional investors to get into a very scarce Bitcoin. I'm just being transparent with you guys. I'm into Ethereum and altcoins, but we benefit from watching Bitcoin. I'm not against Bitcoin whatsoever, but I have an Ethereum and I have an altcoin strategy. I'm not saying you shouldn't get Bitcoin. What I'm saying is this pullback is by design because they know that this new asset class, there'll never be an opportunity like this again to be involved in an early investor in a brand new asset class since the 1600s. Well, let's finish with Ripple XRP, one of my favorite cryptocurrencies, as you guys know. This is one of the job applications that's out there for Ripple XRP. CBDC's intern for the fall of 2021. So CBDC MBA intern, central bank digital currencies are a strategic initiative for Ripple. We are looking for an intern to work on a number of projects that will drive up the level of engagement with central banks around the world, specific outreach to central banks, and also research into the economic implications, the risk and opportunities for CBDCs. This internal role will work directly with the VP of central bank engagements. What you will do, you're going to work directly with the CBDC team and their outreach to central banks. Research the economic implications, benefits, risk of CBDCs, and applying that research to Ripple's dialogue with the industry. All right, Warriors, as Rosie Rios says, the freight train has left the building. There's two types of people. People are going to get on board and go for the ride of life, or people who are going to get run over by it. The fact is, every single one of you at some point is going to be transacting on a central bank digital currency on your phone. The difference is some of us will be the early investors in it and some of the wealthiest people in the world. And instead of focusing on left, instead of focusing on right, instead of looking at a pandemic and worrying about if somebody takes the V or is worried about the C word, why don't you become the narrative and stop complaining about it and do something about it? Stop being an armchair quarterback and get involved in the game and the biggest shift in generational wealth. But Warriors, the key is being surrounded with the right community. That is the key, because if you go talk to people about cryptocurrency in the normal space, the 99%, they look at you like you got a third eye, Warriors. And you probably do because you're awakening. You're coming into Christ consciousness. God is guiding you somewhere, right? I felt I was divinely guided to crypto, divinely directed, divinely protected. So Warriors, we can help you out. Click the link down below. Join our private network. We're going to be launching this weekend an open Discord where you can, if you're on Facebook, you can move into our open Discord. It won't give you the private access, but we'll have an open conversation in there so that you can be around like-minded people. Then you can make a conscious decision at some point if you want to join our private academy with all the premium features. Okay, Warriors, I love you guys. I'm going to keep bringing you guys videos twice a week, Monday through Thursday, and some very special guests coming up next week. As we always say, Warriors, rise, get your shit together. Let's go.